Welcome to you, Libra. Hello, this is your tarot reading for August, coming from the mountains of Java. Libra, I hope you find it useful. I hope you get something from it. I really do. Libra, this August reading looks like a wonderful reading for you. It really does. There's one card that we'll come to that concerns me, but the rest of it just looks beautiful. Oh, actually, there might be two cards. Yeah. You look at the middle card there, the strength card. That's an inner strength that you have. And that's an energy that runs throughout the entire reading. So beautiful, beautiful. In a recent past, we have the Lovers card. There's no indication that that love has come to an end. So, I mean, it does feel that it's about love. That's about love, at least. So fabulous, fabulous. Current energy is the Sun card. I mean, absolute blessings. The sun shining down on you. Couldn't be better. Future energy is the Three of Cups card. Celebrations. And why wouldn't you? This looks fantastic so far. However, we now have the two cards that may be a cause for concern. And the first is the Devil card, and that is attachments, unhealthy attachments. Now, we don't know what it's to at this moment. I guess it could be to do with this Lovers card, but I honestly don't know. And why I'm holding back on it being an attachment to love, or a lover, a person, is we now have the Five of Pentacles, which is an unhealthy attitude towards money, miserliness even, and that negatively impacts on the outcome. But why the Devil should lead to the outcome and the miserliness not, I'm not entirely certain, although I have an idea, because the outcome is a wonderful outcome. It's judgment. Now, this isn't justice, this is judgment. This is the day of judgment, if you like, and would probably involve some form of spiritual rebirth. So a beautiful, beautiful card to have as an outcome. Now, as I say, there's some bits of this that need unpacking, so I hope you're going to listen to the rest of it. If it's having resonance with you, could you please subscribe? Hit the bell so you get future notifications. Like this video and make a comment on it, because it doesn't half help the channel. Thank you so much, Libra. Thank you. You may well be asking, why from Java? What's important about tarot from Java? And the truth is, there is nothing so important about tarot from Java. Simply that here in Java we have many different spirits who will come to help in your tarot reading. It'll probably put a different reflection on things. For example, the spirits here are less likely to be concerned about love and finances, despite people in Java being every bit as interested in these things as the rest of us. But maybe the spirits are trying to tell us something else. Now, I'll be using probably two decks, but out of three decks. So the first deck is Tarot Nusantara. The second deck is the Steampunk deck. And the third deck is the Light Visions Tarot. Tarot Nusantara is actually a new one to me, which I love, whereas the Light Visions I've struggled with as a result of the rendering. Although I think I'll grow into it, I will keep using it and coming back to it. You can see on all of them I'm using quite a lot of salt, and that's to clear the energy and the spirits from them, something that I do fairly regularly with my tarot. And I also, you'll see a number of Jimat there that I use just to bring a good energy to the tarot and to my reading.
Perhaps the most important mystical object we use in Java is the kris, the curly knife that you can see that I've placed across both decks. Kris are very important for bringing the spirits to work on any object here in Java.
I call on the spirits of the mountain to assist me in shuffling the cards, in selecting the cards, and in coming to the right interpretation for Libra for August 2022. Now, as I say, the energy that runs throughout this entire reading is the Strength card. This is you, this is your inner strength. It's an inner strength. You look at the card, and the strength is not the lion, but it's the woman. Because the woman has tamed the lion, and that's the incredible inner strength you've got. And if you remember, there's two cards that I'm a little bit concerned about, in particular the devil that comes up later. Attachments, addictions maybe. But overall, this is suggesting that you overcome them. Indeed, I have to reflect on the Strength card throughout the entire reading, because it's this inner strength that you've got that is going to overcome problems you face, that's going to guide you throughout August and maybe your life. So it's a beautiful, beautiful card to have in this position. It really is. In your recent past, we have the Lovers card. And I mean, it is what it sounds like. It's probably about love. It's probably about a divine love. I mean, it could simply be another person in your life, but you're very, very close to them. It could be your love for a hobby, a job, a business. It could be, anything. But most likely, it's about your love for a person. And you look at the card, well, they're both naked, they've got nothing to hide, so there's something really divine about this. Nothing to hide from each other. They're in that beautiful garden. Is it the Garden of Eden even? Could well be, couldn't it? Looks like an angel above their heads, so it does feel divine. The sun's beating down on them, so many blessings. The only thing I'd say about it to take away slightly is there's that strange object in between them, which is a Wayang object called a Gunungan, and it has three sides: the known, the unknown, and the shadow side. Now, I don't know if that's any form of warning. I suppose there's a devil later. Could be a warning, could be. Let us see. We need to go further yet before I make my mind up. Your current energy is the Sun card. This is multiple blessings, being blessed by the universe. You're feeling happy, you're feeling radiant, you're feeling the rays of the sun beating down on you. And people can see this radiance within you. And when you're feeling like this, you will attract good fortune. You will attract people to you. You will attract opportunities to you. You'll attract everything. And you look at him, he's on that beautiful white horse. As I say, the sun's beating down on him. He's got the public's attention. He can do nothing wrong at this moment in time, or that's how it feels. And this is your current energy, and it's a beautiful energy to have. I cannot help but think that it's related to the Lovers card, because remember I said it felt to me like a divine love. So this is absolutely wonderful, and to have the Lovers and then the Sun, and indeed, the strength running through it is just absolutely wonderful. And now we have the Three of Cups, a time for celebration. And why wouldn't you celebrate? If you've got this wonderful love, if you're blessed with many things, you're feeling strong, why not celebrate with friends? Now, this is the future. So it may be past August even, this. So given that the outcome is a good outcome, what it's suggesting to me is that that things are going to turn out well for you. So as I say, the next two cards I'm not so happy with, but it is saying to me that I must understand that this inner strength you've got is going to overcome all. So why not celebrate, indeed? You look at the card, well, it's joyous, you know, they're dancing around, holding up those cups. You know, it might even be literally about you going out and having fun, enjoying life, enjoying the bounty of the world. Yeah. It's a lovely card. So far, you know, all the cards, well, the cards are absolutely wonderful so far. Yeah, absolutely wonderful. But the energy impacting on the outcome is the Devil card. Unhealthy attachments, addictions. Is this an unhealthy attachment to a person? You know, because we had the Lovers card, and it makes me think it could be. But likewise, the fact that you're going to overcome it makes me feel that it might not be. Are you addicted to something? I wonder. You know, we've got that celebration. I wonder if you're leading a bit of a Champagne Charlie lifestyle, you know, you're addicted to alcohol, cocaine. I mean, it could be anything. It could be even listening to my tarot readings. So we don't know what this addiction is, although the next card does suggest that it could be an addiction to money. And let's face it, you're being blessed. You don't seem, so far you don't seem like the sort of person that is addicted to money. You seem like the sort of person that attracts money, but isn't mean with it. So I'm not sure. You look at the card, well, you know, they're chained to that rock that the devil's on. They've got those collars on their necks, but, you know, they don't look like they fit that well. And so they could quite easily be slipped off. And I'm certain this is what happens to you. I'm certain you overcome this addiction. Because of that strength card, because of this strength you've got. So I'm not particularly concerned about it. I just don't know what the addiction is to. Now, whereas the Devil card leads to the outcome, and it's a lovely outcome, this next card, the Five of Pentacles, would change the outcome or even prevent the outcome. The Five of Pentacles is an unhealthy attachment to money. So clearly, you know, the Devil is about an unhealthy attachment. So is it saying that you have an unhealthy attachment and you can't get over it? I just don't get the feeling throughout, though, that you do have an unhealthy attachment to money. Do you develop one? Is that what it is? I really don't know. You look at the card, well, you know, he's even got pentacles, so money under his feet, you know, he's holding on to it so tightly. Yeah, and as I say, this card doesn't lead to the outcome, and the outcome's beautiful. So there's definitely a warning there. We're going to have to unpack this Devil card, I think, because this is the key to understanding things. But first, let's talk about the outcome. You see, the outcome is the Judgment card, and I think the Judgment card is absolutely wonderful. Now, it's easy to get confused with the Justice card, but they're completely different. And this rendering does speak it all, because this is the day of judgment, if you like. So you look at it, there's the angel above their heads, they're coming out of the graves. I mean, the subject matter is very similar to my favourite painting by Stanley Spencer. I think it's called The Day of Judgment. But it shows people climbing out of the graves in his village in Cookham on the Thames in Berkshire. It's a beautiful painting, you know, and that's what this is all about. So this is a spiritual rebirth. It's saying to me you've had to change something, and given that you had this addiction, I think it's you overcoming an addiction. I really do. I think you're overcoming an addiction to start a new life, a rebirth, an inner calling. And to a degree, you know, it is a judgment on you, but you're leveling up. You're going to need to make a life-changing decision. Now, given that I think you're so blessed with many things, including love, is it that you have this addiction and that you need to overcome that addiction? Not just for you, but for your loved ones, for everybody. You need to overcome this addiction and you need this levelling up. There is something very, very spiritual about this ending. But I need to unpack what that devil's about, don't I? And it comes as no surprise. I want clarification on this devil card. The first card we get is the Two of Wands. Important decisions to make, probably life-changing decisions. So we have said that it's about overcoming the devil, but I wonder if there's a bit more to it than that. We'll come to it later. The next card is the Queen of Cups. Very nurturing, very feminine, very... She's emotionally stable, intuitive, compassionate, in flow. And then the Empress, which is very similar. Femininity, beauty, nature, nurturing, abundance. How interesting. I think the key to understanding this is this Two of Wands, this decision that you have to make. So let's unpack these. So yeah, I think this Two of Wands is critical. Future planning, progress, decisions and discoveries. Yeah. Discovering things about yourself. Discovering the way ahead. You're not ready to make a move yet, but you need to think about your long-term goals, long-term aspirations. Now, remembering that this devil leads to a spiritual awakening, I've got the feeling that this decision that you need to make is between a nurturing sort of spiritual path or a more materialistic path. And of course that does fit in with the Five of Pentacles, the unhealthy attachment to money. And indeed, you know, if you choose the spiritual path, you will be successful anyway. So you can either choose sort of a materialistic attitude towards materialism. That is that you want money and, you know, you're not that bothered how you get it. Or you can choose a much more nurturing, caring path. And paradoxically, you will probably be more successful on that second path. Now, I think that's what this decision, I think that's what this is all about. First, I think. Next card of clarity is this Queen of Cups. Compassion, caring, emotionally stable, intuitive, in flow. She's the Queen of Love, if you like. And when I first saw this, I thought it was about either you or your partner had cheated, and it was about accepting them back. But I don't think it is. I think it's about your attitude towards life. And I think this important decision that you have to make is between the seemingly material, making money at all costs, and being much more nurturing, being much more in flow with the world, in flow with your surroundings, Intuitive. Yeah. Creative. Trusting your intuition. So do you know, I think you're being offered, an opportunity here. You're being offered an opportunity which would change your life. But it might change your life in ways that would so dramatically affect it, you'd become a different person. That's what I'm getting from this. And we have a very similar card next, and that is the Empress. Femininity, beauty, abundance, nurturing again, nature. So it's really confirming the last one. Now, one of the reasons why I thought that maybe that you or your partner had cheated, she can mean pregnancy. And you look at this card, this particular Empress does look like she's pregnant, doesn't she? But I think I've rejected that. I think I've rejected that interpretation. No, I think you've been offered a choice. You're being offered a choice. It may be not a choice that has come to you, but you're being offered a choice in your life. In other words, maybe that you're realising, as so many of us have, that the way that we've made money, and it doesn't have to be business, just your daily work, there's something deeply unethical about it. And the choice is, do you continue in that rat race, as it were? Do you continue with this subterfuge? Or do you turn to something much more at home with nature, much more at home with humanity? That's what I think. That's what I really do think this is all about. So the devil is sort of an attachment you have, and it's not necessary. It is an unhealthy attachment, but it could be a very mundane thing. It could be, you have a job, you could work in a bank, a pharmaceutical company, you could work in PR, and you might be very, very good at your job, but you're beginning to realise how deeply, deeply unethical it is. And so you do have a choice to make, and I believe that you're going to make the right choice. So I think we can summarise for you, Libra. Libra, I can't hide the fact that I find this a deeply profound and interesting reading. Libra, you're a strong person. You're a strong person, and you're being called for something much greater than where you are now. And that causes you something of a dilemma, because you see, you have love, you have many, many blessings, you're very happy. You have many blessings. I don't know if you have a business or you have a job, but whatever it is doing, it's given you so much. And I think the universe is asking you to turn your back on it, to find something more in tune with nature, something more in tune with humanity. And of course, you are attached to the money that you make from what you're doing. Now, I don't necessarily wish to suggest that what you're doing is deeply unethical. I think you've realised that it's deeply unethical. But you might be just a small cog in it. You might work in PR, you might work in the pharmaceutical industry, you might work in a bank. Few people would, until this recent crisis, have considered any of those things deeply unethical. But I think many of us do now. And I think this is what's going through your mind. Can you actually find the inner strength to change, to stop working in this way? And I think if you do, you will receive even more blessings. Money isn't going to be a problem to you. It's not going to be a problem to you. But you're worried about it. You're worried about it. And if you let Well, I do hope you've enjoyed Tarot from Java as an addition to my channel, The Magic of Java. Please take a look at the other videos that I have on this channel about magic from Java, and I hope that you will become a subscriber. Now, if you want to hear your next tarot reading, hit the button, and that will inform you of when I publish new readings. I'm certainly going to do a reading for every month, but maybe I will try them a bit more frequently, say a mid-month reading, and maybe also some special readings. But above all, thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you, and enjoy Java.